All right, guys. So guys, I have a question, and if anyone can answer it, that would be great. So, I was thinking of getting my teeth done, and I'm like, it's only $59 to go there. I've got the money from my last cleaning, and then I just lost work at that video with the work harassment. So, my cleaning jobs are on hold until I get a call back, and then I lost work, and then I'm in between work with another job. So I am all over the place because it's important to keep your work up. So I had actually applied for a few more jobs too today. Meanwhile, I call the state, right? And I've never heard of this. I call the state and I'm like, what? I just want to see if I qualify for Medicaid because I didn't want to spend my money to get Medicaid. So, to get my teeth cleaned. So, it's right down the road, So I said I'd rather do Medicaid, right? So I call them and they're like, because the open enrollment is already done, we cannot get you enrolled until 2025 of January. And I went with a very low income amount because I have lost work, and I'm like, well, once I get going with work again, it will probably be this much. So it was super low. They're like, you qualify, but you can't get Medicaid until January. And I'm like, you're kidding. What's the holdup? And they're like, everything has changed this year. So heads up, everyone. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. So we offer a different program. It's a bridge, and you can pay $264 instead a month. And I go, oh, no, that's too expensive. I don't have it. So they're like, well, if you have a lapse in your coverage, then you could get hit with a tax penalty. And I'm like, really? And I'm like, that seems unconstitutional to me. You are taxing people for something that they did not choose to buy. So she's like, yeah, I agree with you. It does sound unconstitutional. I don't think the government can do this. And with the whole marketplace thing, it's like, why should we be taxed on something we didn't choose to buy? So we know the insurance industry is broken. We know that they are trying to fix it and let us pay for it. Taxes should be covering a lot of this. Why are we paying for this? Why are we sending money to Ukraine? Why are we not taking care of ourselves better? So I'm like, actually, they're only charging $59 to get my teeth cleaned, and you want $264? I don't think so. And then they're like, well, do you have any doctor's appointments coming up? And I'm like, I have been feeling kind of dizzy, thinking of going to the doctors. And they're like, well, you would have to have coverage for that. And I'm like, actually, usually what I do is go to the doctors and then I get the free financial aid afterwards. And that's usually what I do. So she's like, did you have Medicaid before? And I'm like, New Hampshire usually just covers kids. And she's like, yeah, it's just for kids. So I remember being in New Hampshire and trying to get Medicaid, and they didn't cover adults. So I think it's a stupid idea because it's the adults that also need coverage so that you can take care of your kids. So this is kind of what we're dealing with. And this is stupid policies, right? And it's falling back on us. So be aware of that this year. I guess there's some stuff going on with that. And it's just ridiculous, the prices that they want. And I don't know why we are charging so much for hospital or doctor visits. And this new program is supposed to be like Medicaid. It's supposed to allow you to pick any doctor you want, which you should have a choice, right? So yeah, that's what's going on. I don't know why this is, such a mess. I don't know why they don't offer Medicaid in New Hampshire for adults, but they do in Colorado. So I said, I'm just going to wait for the Medicaid. I'll call back, and I'm just going to wait. So unless I have something like, what was it, a month ago, I had some infection, and my boss fired me because she's like, you only can have 3 days off. and they didn't tell me that. I didn't sign anything for 3 days, and this is Wendy's. Okay, so I got fired, and I didn't know I had an infection. So I had like 6 days, and nobody said anything. No one said anything like, "Are you aware? This is your 3rd day off, and you're not supposed to have any more time." It wouldn't have mattered anyways because I needed the time off. When you're sick, you're sick. So that infection, whatever that was, that went away, and I'm just thinking that if I end up going to the hospital, which they say costs more, then I will get the financial help. And this is really stupid that they don't have more help with preventative care. I mean, they do have the free clinics you can go to, which if you talk to people, you can probably get stuff that way. But just to slap people with a tax penalty for choosing to choose other things, so doesn't make sense. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.